These 5 prospects have taken some serious leaps and look like they could be better and ready sooner than people think. My name is Ryan Garcia. You can follow me on this channel at Ryan Garcia MLB. If you like this kind of content, follow me on Twitter at Ryan Garcia ESM. My Instagram and TikTok are under the same handle as well. Links to everything are in the description. Let's start with Anthony Eyanson. Anthony Eyanson was a 3rd-round pick from the Boston Red Sox, so a pretty high draft pick, not somebody that you would have ignored in the draft cycle if you're at all paying attention to that stuff. But Eyanson popped in the spring breakout game, hitting triple digits. He's off to an incredibly fast start in high A, where in 3 starts, he has struck out 18 of the 42 batters faced with 0 walks. He has electric stuff from the right-handed side. He's seen a massive spike in fastball velocity, and I think the secondaries present a lot to like as well. Eyanson projects as an immediate top 100 prospect. He might be somebody who climbs into some top 50s, depending on which outlet you're looking at during the midseason, and I think he deserves all this hype. Honestly, God, I think for a Red Sox prospect, given the fact that Boston is a relatively big media market, they have a big fan base, and I think their fan base is relatively in tune with their farm system, I'm a little bit shocked that Eyanson doesn't get more love or more attention. He is somebody who I think has all the potential in the world to become a #1 starting pitcher in the big leagues, and given what the Red Sox have shown they're able to do on the pitching side, look at Connolly Early, look at Peyton Tolley, look at guys like even the ability to trade for Garrett Crochet, which came from the fact that they developed some guys on the position player side. Kyle Teal looks like a good major league catcher. He's injured right now, but when healthy, he's really impactful. Having somebody like Braden Montgomery, who you select, and has immediately been an impact prospect for the White Sox in their system. The Red Sox are really good at player development. They're very good at pitching development. They've got some other guys on the way. You can look at Marcus Phillips, Kyson Witherspoon, you can look at Juan Valera. All these guys were kind of interesting picks to make this list, but I think Anthony Eyanson strikes me as the guy who kind of universally is going to get this incredible wave of hype and absolutely deserves it. I'm wearing my Yankees hoodie. I am a Yankees fan. I'm going to be transparent with you, but this guy absolutely rocks. Red Sox fans, I know you probably know of him already. For every other fan base, for the 29 other teams that have fans, you need to keep eyes on this guy. He looks like he could be that next dude for the Red Sox organization, and I think he'd be a quick flyer as well. We've seen the Red Sox, they're pretty aggressive with promotions. We saw Peyton Tolley jump pretty quickly last year. He was drafted in 2024, made his major league debut in 2025. Even Connolly Early was selected in 2023. He made his major league debut in 2025. He started the season in AA, quickly made that jump to AAA, and then made that jump to the major leagues. He has been awesome since coming up for the Red Sox. I expect him to continue being that. So when you have the combination of a really talented player, big velocity gains out of college, really strong pitch shapes and secondaries to work off of, and just the place he's going to be at, I expect the Red Sox to continue introducing him to modern pitching philosophy. I expect Eyanson to remain bought in. The immediate gains indicate that he's very bought into what the Red Sox are preaching, and the track record here for the Red Sox. Say what you want about the major league side, joke all you want about how their offense doesn't have power, or about how Craig Breslow doesn't really know what he's doing on the player acquisition side, but you can't sit here and tell me that they don't know how to draft, and you definitely can't sit here and tell me they don't know how to maximize talent on their farm system. Anthony Eyanson must watch TV on the minor league side of things, and he's going to start off this list. Let's shift gears and let's look over to the New York Yankees with George Lombard Jr. Now, as I mentioned at the start of the show, not guys who are just like under the radar and nobody's talking about them. People are talking about George Lombard Jr., and I think he deserves all of the talk, all of the hype, all of the attention that's gone his way. Hits a double off of Zach Wheeler in a rehab assignment, and then drills a dead center home run off of Wheeler. Now, Wheeler doesn't look the way he did pre-operation. He looks like the velocity is down and that he won't be the overpowering ace he was from 2020 to 2025, but he's definitely still a good major league starter, and a good major league starter is really hard to hit off of when you're a 20-year-old in the Eastern League. We've seen greater power outputs. If you look at his spring training batted ball data, he was hammering the baseball without really making any consolidations to his swing decisions or his contact rates. And so far in AA, we've actually seen an increase in contact rate, a decrease in swinging strike rate, and increases in the pull rate and overall power output. He's already up to 3 home runs and 6 doubles in the first 13 games of the 2026 season, which is pretty insane considering how hard it was for Lombard to hit home runs in 2025. George Lombard Jr. hit his second home run of the 2025 season on July 11th or June 11th, and he hit his third home run of the season on June 19th. So we're well ahead of schedule for Lombard in terms of extra base hits. At that point in the season, he had 18 extra base hits. He already has 9. So pretty good run for Lombard. And forgive you, like the game by game, he was at 63 games at that point in time. So Lombard is generating more slug. I really like the profile of a very good defender at a premium position. A guy like AJ Ewing, I would have considered for this list if he had a little more oomph, a little more pop in the bat early on. I don't think he made any gains per se. He's just really good, and I think more people should pay attention to him. Different podcast for a different day, though. I think George Lombard Jr., on the other hand, has made progressions. There are things he's doing now that he was not doing last year. You could argue that last year we saw towards the end of the season some more power, and that maybe this is a continuation of that, but this has come with more contact in zone, so I do consider this a skill jump. And even defensively, I think he looks a little crisper, maybe more willing to kind of take some risks defensively. He is a very agile defender. He has excellent arm strength. He is able to make off-platform throws the way that a star quarterback would. I make this analogy all the time, but George Lombard Jr. reminds me a lot of a star quarterback when I watch him play defense, and when his body is taking him towards the third base side of the field, and he's got to whip his body around to throw the ball across the diamond, and he's able to deliver it on a hop, a perfect hop for a first baseman, or just right on the line on a strike. He's got excellent arm talent, really good mobility, really good body control. This is a guy who could be a plus 10 DRS guy at shortstop and also provide a 110 OPS plus. And that kind of player is immensely valuable to any ball club, but especially to a team like the Yankees, who have struggled at the shortstop position really since Didi Gregorius got Tommy John surgery. 2018 Didi is probably the last really good shortstop season they got. I think in 2024, Anthony Volpe was a solid shortstop. He was an above average regular at the position, which is good, but not really what you hope for a top 10 prospect in baseball. You expect a little bit more. Lombard hopefully able to live up to the billing and be that impact guy for the Yankees at shortstop. But I want to stay with the shortstop class, and we're actually going to stay in the American League East for a little bit. JoJo Parker. I'm going to say it right now. JoJo Parker might be a top 10 prospect in all of baseball. He is absolutely ridiculous. He is hitting the crap out of the baseball, hitting 298, 459, 553, high contact rates in zone. His contact percentage is 77.2% overall, swinging strike rate 8.8%. He's a little bit passive. Maybe that is why he's making so much contact, but for a 19-year-old who is hitting the crap out of the baseball, this is incredibly impressive. This guy was born in 2006, and he is killing the competition right now in single A. 2 home runs in 13 games, 6 doubles, 6 singles. So we're getting a good blend of extra base hits. We're getting a good blend of contact. We're getting a good blend of power. He's pulling the ball in the air when he does hit it in the air. There are some ground ball issues here, but that seems to be something that you can kind of clean up as you fly through a system. So I'm not sitting here and telling you that JoJo Parker is guaranteed to fix all of his launch angle issues from early in his minor league career, but if you were going to fix it, it would be while you're young. And if you were going to have ground ball problems, it is least catastrophic when you are 19 years old versus if you are 29 years old or 25 years old or 23 years old. So JoJo Parker, the spray angles, the launch angles, the impact, it's really impressive. The combination of age and impact is just super enticing to me. I really like really good athletes. When you talk about a shortstop who's got the speed and power that JoJo Parker does, a former top 10 pick in the 2025 draft class, just really talented player, and somebody who I think has that, maybe he's the number 1 prospect in baseball one day. That's the kind of upside. That's the kind of profile this guy has. Prep shortstop, selected by the Blue Jays. They spent $6.2 million on him in 2025, and so far, man, obviously super early, super soon. Can't really sit here and tell you this guy is a great draft pick just yet, but he certainly has the early makings. If you were going to do early indicators, or if you were asking a 19-year-old shortstop to do certain things to make you feel really excited that they could be a future star prospect, JoJo Parker's doing all those things. So that guy, utterly ridiculous, must-watch TV again. Blue Jays, Yankees, Red Sox, these guys, they're already pretty talented on the major league side. I know the records don't reflect it for the Blue Jays and Red Sox, but I still believe in them. Their farm systems, they've got some really good talent at the top, and JoJo Parker, he looks like he could be a really, really good young player. Might have the highest ceiling of anybody on this list. Like, that's how good he looks. Let's stay in the American League, but let's go to the outfield this time. Let's go out to Minnesota with Emmanuel Rodriguez. Now, Emmanuel Rodriguez has been a prospect since 2021. And I understand that when you are a prospect, like this is, he actually signed the same year that Jason Dominguez signed. So there's a little bit of like that prospect fatigue going on here. He hasn't really jumped from AAA. Like, he started playing in AAA in 2024, and he hasn't stayed healthy enough to make the jump, nor has there really been the opening. But I think this year's Twins team uniquely kind of needs that kind of jolt in their offense. When you look at their outfield, obviously Byron Buxton is one of the best players in baseball. Trevor Larnach and Matt Wallner are like quality, I think above average regulars at their position. In the case of Larnach, he is starting to really hit the last couple of years. I know he's off to a good start this year. Wallner's off to a slow start, but he's probably got like the best results of the two in his major league career. The thing that gives me a lot of excitement with Emmanuel Rodriguez is the raw physical tools. He's a good athlete. He draws his walks. He makes good swing decisions, and he hits the absolute crap out of the ball. He hit a ball 116.6 miles per hour. That is one of the hardest hit baseballs in the entire league this year. And for somebody to have that kind of top end power while also having good like middle ground power, like his median exit velocities are great. His 90th percentile exit velocities are great. He is consistently hitting the ball in the air. There are not like massive ground ball problems right now. It is an indication to me that this guy could be a 30 home run hitter in the big leagues. He's pulling the ball. He's hitting the ball in the air. He's not doing so while consolidating contact. Like, if you look at his contact percentage in zone this past year, it's 76.3%. The year prior, it was 76.3%. But compare to the ground ball rates in 2025, it was 48.4%, specifically 51.6% in AAA. So far, it's 31.6%. So there's better exit velocities. The top end exit velocities are better. The launch angle is better. And while there are some more whiffs, there isn't more like in zone swing and miss. So I'm under the impression that Emmanuel Rodriguez could really pop this year. He is chasing a little bit more, but he's also swinging way more aggressively in zone. I think this is good for him. I think he's really maturing as a hitter. He's gone from uber patient and like maybe too patient to, okay, you're still running above average chase rates, and you're actually swinging in zone at an above average clip. And oh yeah, you have like 70 grade raw power. And oh yeah, you might be able to play center field. He is oft injured. Don't know how he's going to fare against really good major league lefties. You never really know with left-handed hitters, even the ones who hit left-handed pitching in the minor leagues, because they're not as good as the minor leaguers or the major leaguers you face. Like, Tarek Skubal is significantly better than facing, I mean, I don't know. I can't really think of like a lefty off the top of my head in AAA, but point is, you're going to be facing Tarek Skubal. You're going to be facing Christopher Sanchez. You're going to be facing good lefties in the big leagues that will definitely expose any holes in your swing. But Emmanuel Rodriguez, certainly someone who has jumped to me a lot. And let's round this thing out with Tanner Franklin, the St. Louis Cardinals. I also kind of believe that, sort of like Anthony Eyanson, like, look, he was a 72nd overall pick who's actually selected before Eyanson. So if you're a draft person and you don't know who the 72nd pick in the MLB draft is, especially if you're a Cardinals fan, that's kind of weird to me. He is a top 100 prospect. I mean, Tanner Franklin is awesome. He is really, really, really good. He looks like he might be the best pitching prospect in this system. And this system has Liam Doyle, and this system has Brandon Clark, and this system has, really, really rebuilt and spent a ton of time over the offseason trying to bolster their farm system. Tanner Franklin, on the other hand, I mean, he's jumped considerably. This guy has tons of velocity. He's pumped 101 miles per hour at Tennessee. And if you look at the induced vertical break, it's great. The release height is low. He's got some good secondaries. Like, he could really be he could really be an ace too. Like, I talked about this with Eyanson, but I also believe that Tanner Franklin has a lot of the unique pitching traits that would indicate this guy could be a frontline starting pitcher. He struck out over 48% of the batters he has faced in his first 3 minor league starts at the high A level this year. If you look at his entire minor league career, which is very brief, like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you this is a large sample size necessarily. This is a small sample size, and when we operate in small sample sizes, we have to be a little bit careful. But he has made 6 appearances. He's tossed 16 2/3 innings pitched. He has struck out 42.5% of the batters he's faced. He is a machine. He's got all of the velocity, all of the movement profiles, all of like the funky release point stuff to be that like top end, top flight pitching prospect, to be that guy who ends up changing kind of an organization's outlook. I know the Cardinals have had a decent start this year. They're above 500. Jordan Walker's hitting. They've got a really good defensive shortstop in Mason Wynn, who, like, even if he doesn't hit all that well consistently, should still be a, like, cornerstone piece potentially because of how good he is with the glove. He's a perennial, like, 3-win player, 3.5-win player. Love having those guys on your team. Alec Burleson's really become a solid hitter, although I'm not sure he's going to stick around for much longer, just kind of given where the Cardinals are in the rebuild window and where Burleson's at and where, like, the market could be at for him, but he's a good hitter. I love Ivan Herrera. JJ Weatherholt could be a seriously impactful player. He has got off to a really good start in his career, and he's an excellent defender up the middle with really good bat-to-ball abilities. Suddenly you have, like, a really good core forming in St. Louis, and a big part of this is having an organization that just commits to rebuilding. The Cardinals had spent so long not committing to it. They finally do, and, man, Tanner Franklin, he looks awesome, and man, suddenly the Cardinals look like an organization that could be right back to their competing ways in just a couple of years. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I understand this was a mix of guys of, like, JoJo Parker, who's a top 10 draft pick. And, there wasn't anyone here selected outside the top 100 in their draft classes, but we appreciate your support here, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everybody.